South Australia has recorded one new case of community transmission on day one of the state's week-long lockdown. Joel Philp joins us live from Adelaide. Joel, positive swabs coming back and showing the current cases are highly infectious.
Yeah, that's right, Laura. Look, that's what we learned on Breakfast Radio this morning. We also learned that the Modbury cluster has now grown to 6 cases, with at least one new case learned about overnight after the thousands of tests that have been done. Now, that case contracted the virus at the same Greek restaurant as the 5th case. We also found out through genomic testing that the South Australian outbreak has come in from New South Wales. So the positive sign is that it appears only one new case today out of those many thousands of tests that have been done. I'm at the Victoria Park 24-hour testing clinic, in which people have waited for hours through the night to wait for their tests, sleeping in their cars. The RAA had to been called in to restart several cars because they were waiting for so long. The line stretches several kilometres long. Take a listen to what some of the people waiting in line had to say.
A couple of bad spots sort of over there where it's just no movement for a good half an hour and you're trying to stay awake. I've been awake 24 hours.
9 hours plus, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Tired?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely tired, yeah.
The cluster has managed to spread across the city, with over 50 exposure sites listed on the SA Health website now in the northern, eastern and southern suburbs. That includes Burnside Village, Tea Tree Plaza Shopping Centre, Westminster School in Marion and Anne's College in North Adelaide. Now, it's also worth noting that Metropolitan Adelaide has now been declared as a COVID hotspot, which means after day 7 of the lockdown, if it does continue, that people here will be eligible for payments from the Commonwealth Government. Take a listen to what the Finance Minister, the Federal Finance Minister, Simon Birmingham, had to say about that.
Those payments will ensure that individuals who lose between 8 hours and 20 hours of work over the course of the next week are eligible for a payment of $375. Those who lose more than 20 hours of work over the next week will be eligible for a payment of $600. This is important financial assistance to individual households across this designated hotspot area.
More financial assistance, Joel, on the way today?
Yeah, that's right. Look, the State Treasurer will announce at 11 a.m. local time this morning that a support package will be put in place for people outside of that hotspot area. So that means regional South Australia and also small businesses who have lost significant income. Now, we don't know the details about that yet, but the Prime Minister has been on the phone with the Premier about that last night. Take a listen to what the Prime Minister had to say on radio this morning.
The Treasurer in South Australia will be making some announcements later today. The Premier and I have been working on that last night, just as I was with the Victorian Premier last week and the New South Wales Premier before that. And in both of those states, those payments go right across the state. So I'll leave that to the South Australian Government to make various announcements there.
Several big arts festivals and wine festivals in South Australia have had to be cancelled or postponed, which of course affects thousands of employees. And of course, we'll also see today more exposure sites listed for that 6th case of the Modbury cluster, which could send more people into quarantine. Laura?
Okay, thank you.